Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, guys, I'm really glad that you're here tonight. This is the first monthly membership diamond level call. Boy, that's a mouthful. That we are doing. And I'm going to be doing this once a month. Now, you can ask me anything. You can ask me anything about your pets, anything about your journey, anything where you're at, anything about business, anything about tools or tips or anything about me personally. Um, I'll even tell you my age, like anything that you want to know, um, within reason, okay? And then, because I know a lot of people have been sending me a lot of emails and I just can't keep up. I'm getting about 1,000 emails a day now. And so that's why I'm setting up these different talks so that people can, ask the different questions and that. So if you email me and I don't reply, it just means that I'm teaching a lot of classes and talks and doing a lot of shows, um, which is great. But I want you to know I love you and I'm not ignoring y'all. Okay. So this is a time, ask me whatever you want. Okay. So, okay. So saying that, what I want to do is just get into giving messages tonight. And as we talk, if there's anything that comes up you want to ask, don't hesitate because that's what this is all about. Now, I am going to be doing in about 2 hours tonight the healing on everyone. So I'm not doing healing now because I don't know. I don't want to overload everyone with a lot of healing because I don't want to put you in like a healing crisis. Okay. So on that note, I'm going to start now. I'm going to start here. Now, Karen's not here. Let me just give you, I'm going to just go through the messages, and you're going to see for some of you, there's a pattern. So, there's a lot of people having a lot of anxiety and stress in their life right now. And just know you're not alone. And there's a lot of pets that are doing wacky stuff. And there's crazy energy happening. And I mean, I was just saying, like to Christine, some of you weren't on the call yet, but we're going to be taking a trip. I have to whisper this so my dogs don't hear it, but we're going to be taking a trip soon, and our dogs don't like it when we travel without them. So, they're already sensing that we're already going, and I can't get the suitcases out until that morning when we go. It's that bad with our guys. They know how to do a real good number on mom. So you're not alone when you got stuff happening with your pets, is what I want to say. Okay. Now the first one I'm going to start just getting the messages in here. So Karen, this is for Karen Gunderson. I know you've got regarding your business question that you wanted to ask me. And I'm saying this to Karen and everyone who's not sure what direction to take. So right now, there's a lot of people that are like, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. I don't like what's happening in my life. What should I do? So I want to say to you that this exercise, and I'm going to say to Karen, and if you are in this place, do this because I've done this myself. And this is simply a simple process. You get yourself in a quiet place where there's no distractions, and you just sit down and close your eyes and just picture, you've got your angels with you, you got your pets that are on the other side, all of you have got a lot of support around you. And what you basically do is you're going to make a list of everything that you want in your life. Okay. So, and the sky's the limit. Just whatever it is that you want, put it in that list. And so you're going to put in there, like, how much money do you want to make? Put in there, like, the people that are around you. And so, what are these people like that are around you? Are they loving? Are they supportive? Are they high, good, positive energy? Or are they the other way? Okay, I don't even want to focus on the other way. So this is what I want to suggest for you, Karen, and anyone else who's in this place where they just don't know, what they should do. Maybe they feel stuck. Okay. For Karen, for you, when you start saying a big no to people and don't let them use and abuse you, that's going to be a big turning point for you, Karen. So that when you start empowering yourself and say, no, enough is enough, that I am doing this, this is right for me, this is not, I'm not doing this to please you, this is, I'm going to do what's right for me. That is where you're going to find things will start to change. But what's going to help you is by doing the total truth letters. Now, just to refresh Karen's mind and anyone listening to this, that this is a powerful exercise, and I've done this personally, so I don't tell anybody to do anything that I have not done. And so with this, writing a total truth letter is basically you sit down and you write dear whoever. This could be a person alive on the other side. This could also be a situation, could be something happened on the road, like road rage, or someone cut you off, or in a grocery store. And you write, and it's dear so and so. And you put all of your feelings in this. You get it all out of you. This is really, really powerful. Okay. I can't tell you how powerful this is. Um, just to give you an idea, what happens is when you write a letter, you feel better. You feel lighter. Your shoulders feel like you don't have the weight of the world on them. You feel lighter. And then you think, oh my gosh, I haven't felt like this in a long time. This doesn't feel normal. It feels confusing and odd. But that's what you're supposed to feel like. You're supposed to feel light and relaxed and floaty. Okay. So then what happens is you write this letter, and you're actually peeling a layer of emotions off of you, like peeling a layer of onion on an onion. And so what you're doing is you go about your time, and you might have a week, a month, or longer or shorter. And then another emotion comes up around that person or that situation. So what you do is then you write another letter. And so this will peel layers off, and that you will find you'll get to a point where you don't have to go through this anymore. And I will tell you that from my own personal experience, I was married to a Mr. Wrong. I have Mr. Right in my life now, and I called him my practice husband because I learned a lot from him. I learned an awful lot from this man. I had no idea how strong I was as a person, and until I went through what I went through with my ex, and I wrote that man 39 total truth letters before I got it all out. So, there's a lot of abuse I went through physically and emotionally and mentally. So, I mean, there was a lot to clear. So, if you think that you've got one letter and that's going to do it, anyone who this is for, you've got more than that to do. And just know it is so worth your time and energy to be creating these total truth letters. And it's like you write it, you sign it, you don't reread any part of that, and then you tear it up. And then what happens is that it just goes in the angel's hands and passes it up to heaven, and then they take care of it. All your pets, all your angels, all your loved ones, God, and they will just take care of it for you. And then you're not getting into any arguments with people, no stress and anxiety. Just go about your time, and you just keep living in a positive way. And this is where you'll find magic and miracles happen. So, there's a lot of people that can be writing total truth letters right now, and I want to encourage you to do that. But for you, Karen, that is definitely something that I want to encourage you to do, in a very loving way. I'm saying that, okay? And then also Bailey, you want to know about Bailey, and Bailey watches and observes you. Um, he says, "Mommy will blossom." So you weren't sure, like, if you were going to get through what you were, and I'm telling you, I know as well as Bailey knows that you will get through this, and there is brighter days ahead for you. And Bailey says she does have to say no, though. So even Bailey's saying, "Say no, mommy." Okay. And Ginger felt, when I checked in on her and when I was doing the healing, I feel that her energy is very relaxed. So this is a good thing. And that she said that she loves these healings that she's getting. So she's really absorbing a lot of energy as I'm doing these healings. So if you find her really relaxed and mellow, it's because of all the healing that we're doing here. Okay, so that's for Karen. Jillian, Albert, your dog Albert, keeps showing me his lifetime as the kind, gentle taxi driver. And as you remember, I always saw him, he looked like Winston Churchill. And every time I see the picture of Albert, your dog, I see Winston Churchill. So it's still happening for me. It's almost like, Christine, when I see your you dressing up your cat in Victorian times, That's what's happening with Jillian's dog, Albert. I don't see a dog. I see a taxi driver with Winston Churchill. So, this is really crazy how Albert really keeps showing himself that way. And then Cleo, she wants you to know that she's protecting your house, Jillian. I see many loving, she wanted me to tell you that I see many loving angels around. And mom, there's a lot of support around you. So don't ever forget that. Okay. That's out of the mouth of your babe. That's out of your cat, Cleo. Tomorrow when we do your Reiki training, we are going to cover a lot about how energy does affect you physically, because I know that you're feeling a lot of physical stuff, and there is a lot of stuff happening in the energy that's affecting people. It's affecting pets. It's really affecting cats in a huge way. So, we're going to talk to some of you about your cats. But for you, Jillian, just know that you are feeling the energy and it's all good. You're very empathic, and it's just, your vibrations going up, you're growing. So welcome to my world. Okay, now Christine. I have to tell you, Kaylee, I just had to laugh. I'm sorry. Like, it's you and Kaylee. It's like, it's so cute, because here's the message for you. So Kaylee likes to have adventures. And so her past life, she never sat still. So you don't have a chance here. So she always loved to go traveling. She loved adventure. So here she is now, this lifetime, as a cat, and she's not allowed to go out on the roof, or go down the street, or go looking around, or the park, or go down, downtown, or go on the highway, or any of this stuff. So she doesn't like it, not at all, right? And so she says, I'm very strong-willed, and we do know that, right? And
Yes.
I feel like this is not going to stop. Like, she's going to keep doing what she's doing, unless she decides that she's had enough. But she's really funny. She was like, I don't know what her problem is. Like, I've always done this, because she knows in other lifetimes she's always got to be adventurous. And now she says, now I'm this cat, and now I'm forced. I have to stay in this house, and I can't do this, and I can't go here. So that's where I could not
So,
stop laughing.
so
Your
what
animals
was
make me
she?
laugh.
What was she when she
So
wasn't a
she was
cat? She was a,
she was a person. She was a
okay.
woman that was very adventurous. Like, I see her in, like, in Africa. I'm going to say Africa because I don't know the clothes. Like, they're like khakis, and they're like you see people.
Safari,
Well, no, they're the
garb.
yeah. And they're like these work boots to the ankles, and like socks, and like adventurous, like, riding elephants, doing this kind of stuff. Like, so here she's now she in her words, now I'm a cat, you know. And so that's where she's at. So she just wants to keep going. So yeah, you're gonna have to be really careful with her. Like, you might have to put a deadbolt on your door. She's opening your doors,
Oh yeah,
but
she can open all the doors and I put really heavy things in front of it and she just
yeah,
climbs up. She either knocks them over somehow. I mean, I'm talking about like 50 pounds of stuff. She either somehow knocks it over or she climbs on
yeah,
top and then just opens the screen door from sitting on top. And no
yeah.
matter what I do, I mean,
I
unless I
know.
spent $5,000 on a new deck door,
Yeah,
she's
she'll
going to
do
get
something to
through that.
that too. Oh yeah, because
And
she's so very strong-willed, right?
oh yeah, and I've told you before, and I don't want to bore everyone else with this, but I mean, she just like struts around all 10 pounds of her and acts like she's going to do whatever she wants, and
Oh, I know.
she's the
Yeah.
queen of the house, and
Yep.
I just can't, it's hard because she's just always trying to get out, and I, for her safety, don't want her. So maybe I'll just invest in more like, cat trees and stuff. I mean,
Yeah. That might be a
things
good
so she
idea.
can play in the house more.
Or maybe you might want to get her a leash and take her for a walk. Look at Nan saying yes.
Yeah, well, that's why I figured
She's
I
got
opened this
cats. Yeah.
up. I thought it was kind of a silly question. I mean, basically my
Yeah.
question, guys, was that
Yeah.
I have this cat that just She just hides and waits for opportunities to race out the door. And then she's down the street and she's on the roof and, she's just crazy. And,
Yeah.
yeah, so
Well,
I
so
couldn't figure out a way to get around that, but the
yeah,
walk,
so
trying to walk, yeah,
yeah, so I would, get her things that she can climb on, like a climbing tree, but like she wants to be outside. So I would get her a leash and take her for a walk, and take her out that way. And then she's not going to be hit by a car or you lose her or something like that.
right,
Because this is
right.
all stemming from past life where she was always adventurous, you know? So
Good
you you
insight.
you do have your time with all your pets and all these past lives with them all, right?
Yes, I've got them all. Very different personalities, very different past lives. Okay.
That's
All
very
right,
much
thank
so,
you.
yeah. So
Thank
that's your
you.
message. So Peter, I actually have two messages for you. So I have sent you an email, and did you see that the email I sent you, the ebook? Okay, so that actually Max asked me to send. This is a message from Max for you. So Max, your dog came through. Well, I was actually just sitting at my desk and I was working and getting organized for tonight. And he asked me to mention to you to go deeper with your forgiveness work. Do you know what I'm talking about? And that it's time to clear and heal at deeper levels. Okay. And so Max wants you to know that he's always, always with you. And that, sit down and talk to him and tell him what it is you truly want. And so were you here when I started talking about the like make a list of what you want to have? Were you on did you had I already started talking? Yeah, so I would suggest for you really be clear what you want and who you want around you, the type of people. I did this after I showed my practice husband the door, and I spent 5 years working on myself. And I thought, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll think about, dating a guy or something, just, you know, new world, right? New life. And so I put down every quality that this man had to have in my life. I had 20 qualities. And Ross has all 20 qualities that I asked for. Number one, he had to be a major pet lover, major pet lover. I mean, crazy like I am over pets, like, you know, and so every quality, that's what he has. I even do this like when I'm, looking at my business and what do I have to do different and like the type of client I want to have, the type of people I want to be surrounded by, the types of like activities like when I go out, what do I want to feel from people? And, like going back to Karen, like, when you don't say no, you have a lot of users and abusers around you. And I had that as well. And Peter, that's fair to say for you in some cases too, right? So when you make like look at every situation that what you're in and what you want to be different, Max is there right there, like listening and observing and taking it all in. It's like, okay, so this is what dad wants. Okay. And then he's going to go and he's going to make all these magic and miracles happen. Right. So he asked me to send you that ebook, which is Signs from Your Beloved Pet that I wrote. And there's signs in there that he's bringing you. And are you aware of his signs? Do you know that he's with you?
Uh, a few days ago, I found a black cricket on the bed, and it was dead. The day before he passed, it was a black cricket that came into the house, and I didn't want it to hide anywhere and make
Mm,
noise at night. So I didn't want to kill it, but I did, and then I felt bad about it, and I remembered
mm,
that. And I've never seen a black cricket in the house until
mm.
a few days ago. It was like under the covers with me. I got up and I thought, what's this? And I thought, Max.
Yeah, yeah. That see, and that's where like, he's with you and he will create whatever it is you want. So be clear on that. Okay. And I mean, like, you guys know my story of Gus. Like the night before Gussie crossed over, my dog, he said, "You're getting a puppy." And it's like, you don't want to hear this. You don't want your pet to tell you that you're getting his replacement, right? And literally 2 days later was the first award of 5 awards I got up until like from August till now. This is what he told me he was going to be doing, is be helping me be known and helping the right people find me in a bigger way. So if a dog can do that on the other side, you know, every one of you have got angels, you've got loved ones, you've got pets on the other side, you've got pets on this side, but these animals on the other side, like, they are on missions with each one of us. So Peter, you talk to Max and be very clear what you want, because he's like, come on, Dad, bring it on, I'm ready, I want to help you, right? And it's a beautiful life, like I see. It's just amazing life what you have. Like, it's so relaxing and peace and calm. So just know that, okay? I'm really excited for you, right? We have many talks around this, but I'm really excited for you. Okay, so that was from Max. Okay. Now the other one, I'm just going to share your other message here. This was okay. So I read your email, and I have to say, when you said that Jaya, I never say her name right. Jaya,
Mm-hmm.
am I
Yeah.
saying that right? Jaya. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I was that you like gave me $1 million when I read that you said these healings I'm doing are helping her. That's phenomenal. I'm really glad to read that, because that's why I do what I do, to help pets like that. And so I was really thrilled about that. Now, what was interesting is Ziggy. He does not like that person's energy, and you know who I'm talking about. So Ziggy basically said, I'm fed up with their behavior. I'm just absolutely fed up what Dad is going through. And the treatment towards you. Those words. Ziggy also is mirroring you. So there's two things. So it's like he's got his own mind, and this is what he sees. And then he's also feeling your energy, right? So where you're with everything going on, which, it happens. The prayer that I learned about that when I was in Hawaii, and I was really drawn to that. I found it very healing. I can never say it. Honopono. Am I saying that right? Honopono?
Yeah. Ho'oponopono.
Say it again.
Ho'oponopono.
There you go. I hope everybody heard that. I don't think my sound's working right, but I know that it took me a long time to say it. And when I was there, I was saying a lot and doing that. You now have got to go to Hawaii, and have you been to Hawaii before, Peter?
Yes.
Yeah, you need to go back. You need to go and like really get immersed in, like, I found Kauai was absolutely magical there. And I always said to my husband, we went there on our honeymoon, and we were there for 3 weeks, and I said, I'm coming back, that I left a piece of myself there because I'm going back. So, I feel like that would be really good as somewhere for you to consider going, right? And then so yes, you're supposed to it's really important for you to focus on you and your needs and what you want. Okay, so really important what you want. And I don't know if you can't see my finger. You want what right? It's all about what now you look after yourself. Okay. And like, that tells you a lot when Ziggy says that, right? Like, I'm fed up and I don't like what I see, you know. So, you know, something to know. I know what we're going through. You talk about pets when they just don't want to be around certain energy. And our little guy Marley, he's a little 10-pound Shih Tzu, and we've got an amazing dog sitter. And Ross and we went out on Friday night, and we got these pet cameras so I can see everything now what our dogs are doing when we're out. And crazy good thing to do. But when we were at the concert, I saw every time our dog sitter would come near Marley, he didn't like it. He was not happy with her. But what was happening, a few months ago, when Marley was in his cage, and we had to be out, he got stressed in his cage and he ripped out some of his nails. And so she had to fix, like, kind of do first aid till we could get home from, my husband was having eye surgery, cataract surgery. And so it wasn't like I could just whip home. We were like an hour and a half away, and he had to wait. So Marley remembers what he went through with her. And he was actually on our dresser climbing up a crystal lamp just to get away from her. Oh, are you seeing on the screen the hand? Do y'all see that? Okay, so that's not me. My hands are here. Other hands here. This is like, we're having like visitations here from the other side. So there's some proof for you that, tell y'all that you're not alone. But anyway, so what was I saying? Oh my gosh, I got distracted. So yeah, so Marley, um, he remembers. And so any pet, they will remember if something is not right with somebody, they don't want to be around that energy. So we're leaving for a trip in a couple days and Marley's staying home. So I'm hoping I'm going to be sending a lot of healing while we're away, to help him through that and to send it to our dog sitter to help her with him. So just know I don't feel like that with Ziggy will improve with the other person, just so you know, because he remembers like Marley does. That's where that's coming from, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's how I
Okay.
feel as
All
well.
right. Pardon?
That's how I feel as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any questions about what I said?
No.
You're good? Okay.
Yeah,
Well, if
thank
we
you.
need to talk, go ahead.
Thank you.
You're good? Okay. Well, if we need to talk more, just let me know, okay? Okay, so I talked to Christine. Nan. Okay, so Sunny is really feeling the anxious negative energy. Like, and so I want to encourage you, that list of things that I mentioned to do it. Like, the meditation's really powerful, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, you're doing the work and then the energy in the surrounding area, we know what we're talking about with, other people around.
Well,
It's
it's an
kind of,
ex-con living in the house, and he was supposed to be leaving on the 7th. And
yeah,
then she started sleeping with him again. So he's not leaving. So I'm looking for a place to move to, but I don't have a lot of
yeah,
money.
yeah,
So that's what's going on. So now Sonny wants to get the hell out of here. I,
yeah,
I
he
do
does.
too. I do
Yeah,
too. She does. She does.
yeah.
Sunshine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like I talked about in the beginning, making a list of what you want. It's powerful. Like,
Yeah.
again, like you have so many around you that protect you and want to help you. And so when you make a list of exactly what you want, and I know for us, like we are getting the message that we're going to be moving soon. And like literally every time this happens, Ross and I had the same dream at night. And he's like, by the way, we're moving. It's like, I
Mm.
know I had the same dream again last night, And so now what we're doing is we are writing down exactly what our home is going to be. And, the property and the water and like all these different areas.
Yeah.
So I want to encourage you to do that as well. Okay. Because it's like, you do some work, but I know it's really hard to meditate in an environment like that. And with being a cat, unless you're Christine's cat that always wants to go out, I don't think Sunny
She
really
does
wants.
want to go out. She's a former feral. She does
So,
want to go
but
out, but she
would
won't
you
get
put her
into
on
a
a leash and
leash.
take her? Oh, she
She
won't go on the
she
leash. Okay.
she gets crazy. She's tooth and nail. When I
Yeah.
2 times I tried to put her in a harness, and she
Yeah.
was just like, I could barely get it off her and not get
Yeah.
bloodied. And that
Yeah.
was 4 years ago,
Yeah.
6 years ago. I might try it again. I don't know.
Yeah, so I would try it on, like I send everyone healing like every Monday to Friday, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm sending healings to everyone, and I'm doing it for an hour. Normally I would do it about 15-20 minutes. I'm
Mm,
sending everyone and their pets healing for an hour. That's because that's how much is happening with everybody. And
right.
so I mean, that's a lot of healing. And so there's a lot with Sunny, that she's feeling, and you got the energy there, you got those people with that energy. So yeah, I would really ask, put it out there to your angels, to your loved ones, and just be very specific, say like, this is what I want. And things will happen. I just hired an assistant there on the weekend, and she was telling me about her journey, and she said like she wanted to find somewhere to live. I'm like, okay, put it down. And so she contacted,
Yeah.
and this was Saturday, and she contacted me today. She goes, I found it. So the energy is so very like thin, that veil is so thin now. And you
Right.
just be very specific what you want and you'll get it really fast. And I tell you, like every day I sit down, I look at my list, I meditate, and I hear do this, do that, do this, do that. And I don't, I trust it. I take the action right away. And when you hear to do something, you don't want to say, "Oh, I'll do that next week," or "I'll do that
Right.
tonight," because you could miss the opportunity where you're meeting someone that's going to help you to have a tick on your list of your to-do list, right?
Mhm.
So, because I feel like you're just going to be in some place, and then for you, you're going to meet somebody that will help you with someone on your list, something on your list.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe Bessie and Ella, my last two cats, they came together from the Oakland SPCA. Maybe are they out there?
So these cats are on the other side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you've got, you think of every pet and person that is crossed, they're all with you. And so they're
Hmm.
all saying, like, what is it you want? Because you don't ask, do you?
I asked my angels and my God team, but I haven't asked everybody else.
Yeah. See, I talk to my grandpa, and basically what he does, he kicks my butt. And he does it in a loving way because
Mhm.
I start singing Amazing Grace. And I was told in grade 6 never to sing because the teacher said I threw off the choir. So I was told to lip sync for the choir. So when my husband hears me sing Amazing Grace, I don't even know I'm doing it. And he'll say, "Oh, Sue, 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 turn the radio up." And he's loving, like he's laughing because for a long time, he never even heard me sing. And so this
Mhm.
channels through me. So when I hear, I'm hearing Ross tell me, "You're singing Amazing Grace again." And oh, grandpa's, what's grandpa trying to tell you? And then like, that's where I'm here. Okay, I got to do this or I got to do that. Right. But he's my main, I call him my virtual assistant on the other side. He's my
Mm.
main man, but sometimes I'll, here to talk to somebody else or, whatever pet comes to me. They're the ones that step forward. So when I get this feeling I need to talk, like I have a question, they decide on the other side who that's going to be. And it can be
Mm.
one of a different one of my pets. So I just get here intuitively, ask Molly or ask Gussie or ask Spot or whoever, right? So whoever you feel like you need to talk to, say them because they're all with you. Like your space must be cold because I've got a jacket on tonight because I'm feeling so much like energy of angels around everybody. There's a lot of support around all of you. So, okay. So, yeah.
Okay.
So make your list. Let me know when you move. How's that?
Yeah, somebody, maybe it was you, said that Sonny said we were going to move soon. I don't know if it was you or I
Yeah.
think it was you. Was it
I think
you?
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
So I'll ask her where she wants to go.
You start cleaning out. Well, no, you're going to make your list what you want. Like, you're when you make your I always say to everybody, it has to be right for you. You don't always like ask everyone else to make your decision. That's your pets as well, right? Your
Hmm.
pets will know. Like we always have to make the right decisions for us. And your pets, when you get out of that environment, they're going to support you,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, so just it's all about you.
My
Okay.
number one thing for a place to move is at least 400 square feet, which is small.
Okay.
We had
Uh-huh.
850 and with lots of windows for her to look and run around the way she used to when we were near
Yeah.
the river. It was great for she finally had freedom inside,
Yeah.
looking at all the
Yeah.
we're in the mountains, all the sequoias and everything. It was great. But then the
Yeah.
house got sold.
Yeah.
We were renters. So, but then
Yeah.
now we've been in little places ever since.
Yeah, so
You know.
just really like, it's magical when you make these lists of what
Okay.
you want, but you have to
Okay.
really be clear on what it is you want. That's the thing that
Right.
sometimes people don't spend time to do that, right?
Right.
And like I've blocked my afternoon off tomorrow to just work on myself. Like
Hmm.
that's all I'm doing because I
Hmm.
still do this stuff and I go by the water and like I want to keep my vibration high and clear and clean because I want these messages to come through. The more we work on ourselves, the more that you can do good and help your pets, and it just is,
Right.
it can grow and grow and grow, right? More opportunities will come. You'll be aware of more opportunities and like you'll manifest more and abundance and like opportunities as well as materialistic stuff. But I'm not saying in that in a way like it's just stuff coming to you. It's more like things that you need, like of items,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So yeah, so you got
Yeah.
some homework. Every time I talk to you, Nan, I give you homework. I'm not always a person like this. Ask
Well,
Christine, she'll tell
I
you I
don't
don't
usually
always
do
give.
homework. I have a high
I
IQ and
know,
I flunked
I
out of
know.
college twice. So
Yeah. Well,
if-
you gotta do my homework, okay?
I'm doing your homework. Yeah. So
Good girl.
if you're a 5, tomorrow is according to Dawn Caddy, the #1 go-to pain specialist in Australia, and she's a wonderful healer that I'm conferring to about my ET involvement. She's helping a lot clearing that stuff.
Mhm,
She said,
mhm.
May 1st, if you have a 5 life path, take the day off and enjoy, make sure you enjoy yourself. If you're a 5, are
Yeah,
you a 5 life path?
I
Because
don't
I'm a
know. I
5
know
life path.
I've had many, many lifetimes. I don't know, but
No
I can
life,
tell you.
the number you get, you take the month, the day, and the year, and you add them all up, and you
Oh, for
reduce them.
numerology kind of thing you're talking about.
Yeah,
Numerology.
so
I
I'm a
think I'm a
5.
7. I think
You're a
I'm
7?
7.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think. Don't quote me on that. I have people
Well,
that tell
anybody
me
who's a
what I
5,
am.
take it easy tomorrow. It's a
Well,
good day to take
and
it off.
so here's an example. Like I'm glad you said that because see, if I hear take the day off, I do because I never know why. And sometimes it might just be you're going to sit by the water and you're going to just help somebody when you time it when you go to the water. And I can
Hmm.
tell you many times I've gone to the water, someone comes up to my dogs and say they're cute, and the dogs start doing their pet therapy. And half an hour later, they're crying in my arms as I'm hugging them and they're sharing all their things that they're going through. That's, that can happen. Or
Hmm.
like I heard last week, I had to go to the grocery store right in the middle of the day. And I just said to Ross, like, the price of organic chicken is crazy expensive. And I went and it was like, it went from $38 a pack down to $10 a pack. And then when I went, I had to help the cashier and give her a message about a product she had made. So, don't ever doubt when you get a thought, take the action right away. I'm spending a lot of time talking about this, but this is a big message for a lot of people on this call tonight and ones in the replay too. Okay. So, Peter, are you hearing what I'm saying? Okay, good.
Good.
I'm not pointing you
Thanks.
out, but I am pointing you out, sweetheart.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
okay. You're very welcome. Okay, so where are we now? I'm just gonna okay, so Nan. Okay, so oh, and so too, Nan, there was more here for you. That you asked me what you could do, and you can play some relaxing music. I'm not sure if it will help to the extent it should, but I know you're at a point where what else can I do? I'm not sure if you're playing that relaxing music. It might help a little bit, but it's not going to help to the extent that it's needed. It's the move that you need to do. Okay. And
Yeah, she's
even
all
when
curled up. Yeah.
yeah, and I was going to say, even when I checked in on your space, I felt very, very dizzy. Like I started getting nauseous. Okay. So for me to feel that, that's telling you where Sunny's at. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Um,
she's all curled up. She's got spiked fur again
yeah,
now.
yeah. So the
Yeah.
energy's really, it's not good. So
Right.
do
Thank
your
you.
list. Okay.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Okay. So Joanne, you'll get the replay. Joanne, I sent you the ebook and this is from Rusty. Okay. Now you wanted to know, is Rusty going to come back in this lifetime as another dog? And I know this is not the answer you want to hear, but no.
Hmm.
Rusty is not coming back again this lifetime, but he is still with you. Okay, remember we went through the meditation when we had our call this week, and you connected with him. And anyone who's on the call, if you've lost a pet, I want to encourage you to go to my homepage on my website, asksuelondon.com. There's on the meditations it says becoming present or getting present. You can play that, and then that can help you to get present. And when you get present and grounded and focused, that's where you can connect with the other side. So when to know when you're connecting with the other side is that you can feel that coolness, or you could feel a breeze, you can feel tingling in your body, you can feel like a pressure on your lap. A lot of pets like to sit on your lap, or like on your feet. Okay, so this, when you do that meditation, it's just basically, you're looking at a spot, you're using all your senses while you're looking at the spot. You use your other senses to what you hear and see and smell. And you're doing that all focused very clearly on all the senses at the same time. So that meditation is on my homepage, asksuelondon.com. Okay, it's there. Just take it and then play it, and then that can help you with that. And then so Rusty wants you to know that you guys are on a new journey together, and it's a different way, and I know that's really hard for you, and just know that like when I shared earlier about my story with Gus, and like I said to Peter, that you ask for what it is you want, because Rusty's basically there saying, okay, mom, I'm here. I'm now your angel puppy, and I want to make you happy. I want to bring you what you want and what you need. And I know that you keep saying, because he's telling me, and we talked about this, is that you just keep saying you want Rusty back, but you will be together with Rusty again. And just know that. And, but that's when the time is right, that Rusty will come to help you cross over. And like you've been together in other lifetimes, you will be together in the next lifetime together as well. So I hope that I know that's not the answer you wanted to hear, and it was hard for me to tell you, but I don't lie when your pet tells me this. So I'm sending you a big hug, okay? How about that, Joanne? Okay, so I told you, Peter, about that. Okay, so Nicole, you will see that I sent you the ebooks, Signs from Your Beloved Pet. I want you to know that Riley is still grieving over his best friend Ranger's loss. And I want everyone to understand that when your pet crosses, if they've had a really strong connection bond with a fellow pet, they will grieve. They can take days, weeks, and many months. So when your pet's going through this, it's really important for you to let them feel that, just as when you are grieving over the loss of something. Like people, pets have to go through that as well. I remember when I was the one that had to take Gus out of our house to the emergency hospital, at 6:30 in the morning, and normally Marley and Gussie would go everywhere together. They were inseparable for Marley's entire life of 11 years. And when I came home without Gus, Marley, who's like my hip pocket kind of thing, he growled at me. And this dog doesn't growl at me. Like we're really close, but he was mad at me because I took his friend and didn't bring him back. And so, you have to just be patient when your pet crosses and you have pets left. They are grieving. So Riley is grieving over his best friend. I want you to know that. Don't be bad. Don't give him heck. Let him go through that. And then Riley does need to process in his own time. Now, I asked Riley, what does he think of the new puppy, Hank? He says, that thing is so busy. That's all I can say. That thing is so busy. And he was like adamant. So, and he also said that things have changed around here. So, not only has he lost Ranger, but here comes this new puppy full of energy. And it's like, what is going on here? So give Riley his time. Okay. Now, Ranger also said that he wants you to know he's with you. And that's why you got that copy of that book, because I feel like you're already having these signs coming to you that he's doing. So that book is to kind of confirm that, yeah, that really is happening in your environment. Okay. And then Riley said that he is taking and working with the two dogs. He's working with Riley and he's working with Hank. He's basically showing Hank how you're supposed to act in mommy's house. So just know if you see Hank doing something that looks like Ranger, it's because Ranger's teaching him from the other side. Okay. And it's going to be all good. So, don't worry, it will all work out. Just patience and equal love for them both. Okay. Okay, so Veronica, I don't think Veronica's here now. So Veronica, Max. So Max is staying with you for a few days and you want to know what to do to make him comfortable and happy. He says, just give me some space. And he said it just like that, just give me some space. So he said that he, when he has to be left alone, he says, just tell him where you're going, how long you're going to be gone, and then give him a job. So that's going to make him feel important. But I know that, it's your daughter's dog, but it's also your grand dog, and he spends as much time there. So it's not like he's going to a stranger's house, but it will be loud with all the kids around. And that's where he's going, just give me some quiet space, because I don't know how well he's going to handle that. And I kind of see he might want to go like in your bedroom and hide from the noise of these kids. So you'll definitely want to be, spending some time with him alone or taking him outside or walks, when you don't have all the kids, when you're babysitting. But yeah, he knows, like, this is my second home. And he says, I'll be fine. But he says it's going to be quite loud. I know it's going to be loud. And like I saw kids around him and he keeps saying, oh brother, oh brother. So just know that, what's going to happen. You know as well as I do, as well as what he's telling us, that, he's going to be fine. Just, love him like you always do when you have him, and just give him a job. When you have to go out, give him a job. And also what I always do when I go out is I always put on music for my dogs so that there's noise in the house. Because my guys, they seem to like want to, like, oh, we're not there, we have to protect the house. And so I put like nice relaxing music on, and I just have that going. So there's always like that peaceful energy in our space. Okay. So that's for Veronica about Max. Now, Candace, you're there, I see. So messages from, I hope I'm saying this right, Langai. Am I saying that right, Candace? Langai?
It's Langi. Langi.
Langhi? Langhi?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you for that. I'm sorry about that. I'm not good with names.
It's
Ask Peter. I
okay.
always say his pet's name wrong too, right, Peter? Okay, so uh, he's actually really missing Jaw, and he's grieving, and he has to go through that. So just like, what I've just been saying, um, to Nicole, that, you know, Jaw was a big part of everyone's life. And, you're grieving. Well, Langhi is as well with you. So, you just have to let him go through that. And he doesn't need to go to the vet. It's just more, let him grieve. He's missing his friend. And when you give him the time, love, the cuddles, this is the time where you're grieving, right? It's been like, I can't believe it's already been 2 weeks.
All
But
right.
like, that's just be kind to each other. And I mean, I know you love your pets a lot, and they love
Yeah.
you. And so, just let, whatever Langy wants to do, just give the space, and let, let him grieve, right? Now, but now, where did I write this down? So okay, so Jaw and Dewey. Okay,
Yeah.
so they're
Do.
together.
Mm.
They're together. They're crazy having fun. Like they're playing, they're happy, they're having fun. They're both happy and they're healthy. They're watching over all of you. And so I also feel that, oh my God, I'm gonna say this one wrong, and I apologize. Sarang.
It's 사랑. 사랑.
I'm not good with names. I'm sorry.
It's
So
okay.
Um, so she's showing you signs that Jaw and Dewey are there with you. And so
Oh,
I've sent you, I didn't remember if I sent you my ebook or not. So you'll see in your email, I sent you that ebook. Okay. That's like signs from your beloved pet, because I feel that cat of yours is seeing her friend. And so when you look at the book, the different signs, you're going to see that pet doing that. And so that's
okay.
how you'll know that they are there. but like Dewey is there with you, and you know, and Dewey's with Jaw, and they're like happy, and they're with you, and they're protecting you and playing. So like anything that you need, just ask them, because like they're your angels as well. And just, you know that everything's good. Now, I did check in, and that syringe, her energy feels really good. So, you know,
Okay.
she's good. Okay. So it's just that Langy is just grieving. And that's absolutely natural. Like what I said about with Marley, that this is common. And as well as, what did I say? It was around Riley as well. You know, pets will grieve. And so we just have to let them do that. Like, you know, you're grieving too, right?
Yeah.
So okay.
Thank you.
So now is Sarah here? I don't know who this, I don't know if this Sarah's here. Okay, so so Sarah Cooper, this is for Sarah Robach. Cooper tells me that you're still very stressed. So here's some homework for you, and just to make everyone feel included, y'all get this homework too, okay? So what this basically is to help with your stress, okay? Um, this is an exercise that you can do, and I have done this myself. The thing where I have stress is when technology doesn't do what I want it to do. And so that's where I do this exercise when I get to that point that my stuff doesn't work. So whenever you're experiencing any kind of stress, okay, so Sarah, this is for you as well as everyone on the call. This is the following things what you're going to do, okay? So you would simply lie down on your bed with your arms and your legs stretched out. So okay, your arms are out, your legs are out, so they're kind of like a star sort of thing. And what you're going to do is you're going to, while you're in that position, you're just going to relax, and you're going to take deep breaths. Okay, so you're going to just breathe and breathe out. So you're just like your whole body's going into your mattress kind of feeling. Okay. You feel that your body is sinking into the soft mattress, and that what you're lying on. Okay, so if you were lying on the floor, then you know, picture you're going into the floor, but the mattress and the cushy softness is the better place to be to do this. So when you exhale, feel as if the weight of negativity is pushing out of your body. Okay, so you're exhaling, and then you're pushing all that anxiety out of your body. Okay. And so then close your eyes, and then process your thoughts at this time. So, you know, what are you feeling right now? Like, what's causing your anxiety? What's causing your stress? What causes your anger? Okay. So this is when you're doing this, you'll have these thoughts that will come to you, because you're in this place where you're just letting go. You're just, you know, you get feeling floaty almost. Okay. And then this is really good to do, you know, this lets go of people, this lets go of situations, and anything that's really on your mind. And I can tell you, I can go and do this for 15-20 minutes, and I can come back. It's like, I love my technology. I love my technology. And then things start to work for me, you know? So you could do this exercise like lying down, doing the breathing, letting go, you know, pushing that negativity out of you, and do it about 15-20 minutes at a time. And you can do this, you know, like say 10-15 days. And just by doing that, it just can help you, that you just are repeating that, and it's going to get easier and easier for you to do. And it's a really simple exercise, and I do it. So, you know, like, I want you to know I'm not giving you something to do that I don't do. Okay. So is there any questions what we talked about tonight, or is there any situations that, you know, maybe you have that you wanted to know about, or that we didn't cover?
I got a
Everyone's
question.
good?
I got a question. So when after we move, then Sunny's not going to be reacting to the ascension energy so much.
So that'll depend on where your energy is. You got to work on yourself. You got to do that homework that I gave you to do,
Right.
you know, when we had our call.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you're in good energy, then he'll be in good energy. So, you know, it's important that when you go to check out the space, be aware how you feel when you go in before you sign any papers. Because
Oh, yeah.
you don't want to get into a space where it's not good energy for you again. Okay. That's kind of what's the message I'm hearing for you. Be aware of that. Like, don't
Right.
settle.
Well,
Right.
I kind of didn't have a choice this time. I was going from a haunted
Yeah.
house to this house. So it's like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
really tight rentals around in the Santa Cruz Mountains, and they're very
Okay.
expensive. So
Yeah.
yeah, we did the best we could.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and you know what?
Yeah.
We're always put in the place at the right time to meet the right people. And, it's to learn lessons, to go through things. Like, I can tell you, like, every time, like, I hear we need to move, like, I grew up in living, in the same house for 40 years of my life. And,
Wow.
it was like, I was always raised, you don't move, like, you live in one space. And I'm telling you, like, it's like the other side says no, you have to go here or go there. And even with holidays, like, I'm right now recording different podcasts to share stories about our adventures where God always sends us where we need to go. And I don't I've been to many places in North America, but I can, talk about Kauai, and I can talk about Pearl Harbor, and I can talk about, Las Vegas, and oh my gosh, like some of these places, San Diego and that. But the thing that stands out the most in every one of these situations is who we helped when we were in those places.
Mhm.
Because it's like everywhere that Ross and I get guided to go is that we are being sent to help a person or a pet, literally every trip we take. And when I came back from the other side the second time, I was told that I would have somebody that I would be doing God's work with. And basically they chose Ross, the real husband, my soulmate. And literally, like, one time we got a call that, did we want to go to Las Vegas? I don't gamble, I don't drink, I don't do any of this kind of partying. I like the relaxing water, Hawaii, Kauai. I live in an area in Niagara region, Ontario, Canada, where it's like picnics year round for us, like winter picnics and everything, right? So here we're asked to go to Las Vegas, and I thought, I don't want to go. And we had just been in Hawaii 6 months earlier for 3 weeks. So nothing, no comparison, right? But I kept hearing, no, we had to go. And so Ross said, well, we just got this trip given to us. Do you want to go? And I said, no, 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 no. I quickly said no. Then all of a sudden I heard, no, wait a minute. We have to go, because I heard you have to go. And so Ross and I were like the Brady Bunch. He had $2, I had $2, so we were coming together. So I heard that my 11-year-old daughter had to come with us. And I'm thinking, this is really weird. Why would I take my 11-year-old daughter to Las Vegas? Like, I've been there before. It's not that kind of place. So
Right.
here's what happened when we went to Las Vegas. And our family knew it was just a matter of, when is it going to happen? Not like, is it going to happen, but where and who are we meeting that we're supposed to help? So this was going on for the first 3 days, and my daughter was saying this to Ross and I. And then all of a sudden, we are in front of Treasure Island. I don't know if has anyone ever been to Las Vegas? No? You have, Peter, so Las Vegas, like the casino, or is that, no, Treasure Island, Treasure Island. So we're in front there, and then this guy says, I have a gift for you. And I mean, in Las Vegas, when you hear that, you just don't know what they mean by gifts, right? So anyways, he says, well, we have these tickets for you to go for a dinner, for a show, and different things. So I said, Ross, I think this is it. And he says, yeah, I think that this is why we're here. So anyways, we go for the dinner that night. We're standing in line. We're looking around like, okay, what's the deal? Very clean, clear, focused, grounded, aware, right? So I'm standing there, and I could feel someone behind me looking at me. I don't, have you ever had that feeling where you feel like someone's watching you?
Mhm.
No, yes. Okay, so I said to Ross, okay, so I said, there's someone standing behind me. You have to ask them to join us for dinner. Because what was happening to me was I was feeling a heaviness, pain in my chest. And I said, we are here for that person that's standing right behind me. So I said, you have to ask him to like invite him to stay and have dinner with us at the restaurant. Now, I mean, how many people would do this kind of thing in Las Vegas, right? Peter, you know what Las Vegas, you don't want to see something like this, right? So anyways, so Ross, really great husband, well-trained man, I got to say. So he says, you know what? He says, hi, how are you? And making conversations with this man. The man was about 74 years old. And so, the man quickly, he was kind of embarrassed because he realized that Ross knew that he was staring at me, and he was apologizing to Ross for staring at me. And he said, you're a very lucky man. Your wife has very kind eyes, and you're very, very lucky man. And so, Ross being the good husband, yes, I know I'm very lucky and blah, blah, blah. And so then Ross said, why don't you join us for dinner? And we weren't pushy, but when you have to help someone, you know how you choose your words and that, right? So anyways, Ross said, why don't you join us for dinner? That, we like meeting new people and that, and, you're by yourself. Let's get to know each other, right? So anyways, the man joined us for dinner. And so he was telling us about his life, and we were talking about, us being Canadians, and he lives, out in California area. And so I heard that I had to ask him if he had one wish, what would that be? And his wish was that he wanted to make his 11-year-old granddaughter a Sunday. Remember, my daughter is 11 years old, and I heard to bring my 11-year-old daughter, right? So here the man says, I wish I could make my 11-year-old granddaughter a Sunday, but I'm older now, and she lives on the East Coast, and it's just too long of a flight for me, and I don't feel I'm ever going to see her again. So my daughter gets up, she takes his hand, proud moment for mom and dad, and says, how about you go make me that Sunday? And Ross and I are crying, and we're so proud of, like, we listened and we followed through and trusted in all this, right? And so he came back, and I'm feeling this heaviness in my heart, and I'm feeling this pain. And so then I said to him, so tell us about you, like, what brought you here and that. And I knew that I had to choose my words, and I let it come guided through me, because I knew that there was more to this, and I had to help him more on an emotional level. And so anyways, what happened was that he shared this was the toughest weekend of his life, that his wife had just crossed over 3 months ago, and he had to make the promise, holding her hand as she was crossing over, that she said, you promise me you will go back to the same place we stayed for 38 years. Don't stop living because of this. He promised he would go back to that same casino in Las Vegas that they spent 38 years together. And it was killing him, the pain and heartache he was feeling. And so God had chosen Ross and I and our daughter to go and just bring some light and love to this man at this time of this darkest time of his life, right? And so, this is kind of what happens in our world, that, when I hear we need to do something, and, we don't ever question it, we're always looked after, we're always provided for. And I want to tell each one of you on the call and listening to the replay, each one of you are protected. Each one of you are loved. Like this man, his wife made all this stuff happen, that we get this call and show up to help her husband. And just like, what's the chance of us getting free flights, accommodations at this hotel? Like, the meals were even the gifts for us too, right? It literally did not cost us anything to be there. And it was all about us just bringing some love to this man in need, right? So I want to leave those thoughts with you, that you all may have some things happening in your life right now, but know you are loved, you are protected, you are supported. So now, like when you can do this meditation and when you can do, write your total truth letters out, when you do that, you get that anger out of you and the negative emotions so that you're aware when you have these feelings, that you are aware that they're there, and then you take the action right away. If we had been a day later, we would have missed this man, or even an hour later, right? And so as we were ending our evening with this man, I always hug everybody. And, for the longest time, Ross would say, in business, you're supposed to shake hands. Like, that's not me, Ross. You'll have to learn to change your ways because I'm not changing that. And so, I gave the man a hug. Ross, he's so well trained now, and he just gave in and he hugs everyone now too. Our daughter was hugging him. And this man said that it had been such an incredibly long time since he had ever been loved or felt love. And he'd never been hugged because his wife was so very, very sick. And he was literally bawling in that restaurant, in that casino. And, that was just a simple thing where, we invited him to join us for dinner. And so when somebody talks to me about Las Vegas, I remember how we brought some love and sunshine into a man in a dark place and helped him, So, I mean, I get choked up even talking about it. And that was back in 2003. That's how long ago we went through that. So crazy, right? So, I want each one of you to know you've got these abilities. Okay. So, get yourself present, clear your stuff, write the total truth letters, write your list, what you want to have, because you have got so many around you as well that want to help you to make a difference in your lives. So, that's go and do that. And, I can tell you, you know, Ross introduces me not as his wife, but he tells everyone I'm his adventure, because he says, God only knows what we're doing next, because it's literally an adventure every day living with Sue London. That's what he tells people. And I love being an adventure. It's a crazy, wonderful world to live in. And that's what I want each one of you to have, that kind of life, because it's absolutely amazing and incredible. So now y'all got homework. And I hope that the messages that I said will help you. And if, like, if you're renewing your membership, we do this specific call on it'll be each month. You get that Monday's message, if you're in the Diamond membership, and then you can come on these calls. I will be doing another Ask Sue London live event in May. I think it's going to be the fourth Tuesday in the month, because I'm going away, and I'm also teaching on the second Tuesday. So there won't be a talk at that night. So just kind of keep an eye on my website, AskSueLondon.com, on the homepage. And that's where you'll see when I'm hoping to get it posted before I go away on Friday this week. And then, you can register for that and you can ask questions again. But yeah, this one is, did everyone get something from tonight? Did this help y'all? Yeah, good, perfect. Good, good. Okay, well, I love leaving everybody with homework. That's the teacher in me, you know. So, I'm going to do my homework tonight too. I promise. I've got stuff I have to do as well. And, let's move forward and have the joy. And, the more that everybody can shift their energy to being positive and loving and having these nice feelings, and that's where we're going to create a much better world, right? So it just takes one person just to cause the domino effect of changing lives. And that's kind of what Ross and I could do for that man in Las Vegas. And I felt so honored that his wife chose us to help her husband. And so you just listen to what you're being told and do it, and you just watch the magic that happens for you guys too. I'm really proud of each of you. And, I tap into your energies and I feel your pets. And I know each one of you are amazing, beautiful souls. And I want you to know that I know that. So, know that each one of you are worth having everything and more. So now you just have to know that you're worth having it. So, do those things and yeah, join me on another call soon, right? And so there will be another healing. It start about probably around 9:30 because we're a little late and I still haven't had dinner. So I have to eat first and then I'll send all your healings and then so that will come again. Okay, sound good? Perfect. And I'm going to take this also, and then this replay will go out to everyone as well as you guys. So if you feel that maybe you've missed something that I said, or that exercise that I gave to Sarah, right? That's for everybody as well, and then you can enjoy that. Sounds good. So
Have
I'm
a
going to just
wonderful
stop.
vacation. Have a great time off.
I am taking and sitting on the beach, and I actually, so let me just stop the recording here. Okay, so let me